My name's Lysander, I'm 51, I'm from London and I manage Bar Wotever. Bar Wotever has run for 12 and a half years, it'll be 13 next March, weekly, every Tuesday in that time. It's one of the longest running. The ethic behind it has always been to be as inclusive as it can possibly be for the audience, so that nobody feels that they can't be welcome and a part of it, and also to meet new friends there, or even just for the night, a new friend for the night that they'll be able to chat to. We want it to be welcoming, friendly, as diverse as possible. For anybody, no matter how separate to the rest of the community they feel, they will feel welcome there. All ages, sexuality and gender is fluid, and so we know our audience will be fluid, not only every week, because it's different audience every week, but even if they become regulars over the 12 years that we've been running, they've been fluid, you know, and we're not going to say, oh, now you're suddenly this, then you're not welcome. We're not about that. We're about keeping it as inclusive and as friendly, a good place for people to connect. The main thing was cauliflower and potato with fenugreek and fennel. It's chopped up potato, cauliflower, and you add fenugreek seeds, fennel seeds, cumin seeds, ground coriander and a little bit of turmeric. I also add nigella seeds as well, just towards the end. You just fry it off, add a little bit of water when they've fried off a fair bit, just to add some flavour. And then the tomato sauce was just tomato with salt, pepper, sugar, fresh chilli and some tamarind paste. Being a Londoner does help, because there's a certain amount of, especially if you've grown up like in a poor working class area, you have to be not hard, but you have to get hardened to a lot early on. And also there's a certain piss-takingness about Londoners. That's a sense of humour, which is like taking a piss. You can get called names, and if you get called names every single week from your early teens up until like present day, I got hardened. I still get hurt by it, but I'm sort of can brush it off. And because I've always known queer people ever since I was about 10, 11, and always seen it as a positive thing and a radical thing, but in a positive, creative way. And they've always been the most interesting people. I was so glad I wasn't straight. I really was. You know, I couldn't bear what my life would be like if I was straight. Because I see the straight people that I grew up with as a child and a teenager, and they just don't seem to have as much fun as we do. And I think because there's always been that creativity and also a sense of community. I know people say there's no such thing as a queer community, and I understand there's infighting, but I think you can find pockets within that you can fit into. And because I've had to get used to being around so many different people all my life, you know, from one borough of London to another, it's like living in another town. So if you do travel around quite a lot, you get to make friends with people that you wouldn't necessarily meet otherwise. That's what makes it easier, I think. I would just say that because I know that there's a lot of hardship for a lot of people at the moment, and we all have it. I have it as well, but I would say that it's important just to remember that somewhere out there is a support network, or even a support person, or a place you can find where, even if it's just to get you through a rough time, it's a good place to go and just have fun and enjoy yourself and let all the shit disappear for like a few hours, because quite often that will get you through in the next few days when day-to-day life is but hard enough in London. It's expensive, it's hard to get housing, work, etc. But those problems are separate to issues around gender and sexuality. But there's that support for gender, identity, sexuality, etc. And seek it out before you make any hard decisions.